On the left-hand side, Do Your Best. Going to be taking on team, and I'm hoping I'm saying this right, Pushek? I have no idea, sir.
I have even less of an idea.
Even less of an idea. We are great like that together.
Pushek. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pushek.
Pushek and Do
Pushek
Your
sounds fun.
Best.
And do your best. Yeah. So we've got actually a pretty interesting draft. As we normally see in the EU meta, we're seeing that Lost Vikings ban coming out, as well as the Jaina ban. And Lost Vikings are just such a terror to deal with.
Well, I mean, especially on these big maps, right? The experience soak, the way that they have that second life bar, the team fighting potential is just absolutely insane. The body blocking potential is absolutely insane. So it's not really a surprise that we see it more often than not on Cursed Hollow as well as Sky Temple, because Sky Temple is, of course, going to be the map here. But as a ban, I mean, yeah, that into Jaina, I can definitely roll with that. I still see very big similarities, though, between EU and NA because we still have the first pick of Sylvanas. And then, as you see there, I mean, we got the Vala very quickly after that, but the Zagara first pick from Pushek is actually very interesting.
Yeah, Pushek playing a very interesting composition. We're seeing that Zagara and then Zeratul as well, going with the double Z meta here. And
it also feels like a Wombo potential.
Exactly. It could go, I mean, that could go in a number of different ways as well. I mean, they could be using that Zeratul with the Shadow Assault as well, possibly just to go eliminate the Sylvanas or Vala. There's a lot of different ways we've been seeing Zeratul played lately, and I'm very, very curious to see how this Pushek team is going to be playing them. I haven't seen them before. I casted Do Your Best, one of the other qualifiers, I believe that was qualifier number 2, and they were a really, really threatening team. But Pushek, I haven't seen them before, so I'm really interested to see how they're going to play this out because their composition, I mean, just look at the rest of that.
I want to say I've seen the name of Pushek before. I'm not entirely too sure if they've actually done any roster swaps, but I believe they have actually competed in Alienware Enter the Storm Cups before. But, I'm going to put a little asterisk there and saying that my memory's not as good as it used to be. But still, I mean, they got the double dwarf meta, the double Z meta. Pushek coming out really strong. But Mirrodin as a frontliner, I mean, it feels like we got two sets of wombos going on. Like we got the crispy taco potential of a stun from Mirrodin into the hinterlands, or a hinterlands after a void, or a hinterlands after a devouring maw. Or if there's no void, I mean, of course, as you said, it could be the Shadow Assault. We've been seeing the rise of that lately here as well. But either way, I mean, we got some really nice combos ready to go for these guys. They got the global presence with the Brightwing on those heals. It's a little bit more of a static comp, I want to say, from Do Your Best. A little bit more standard as well. I mean, they got the Diablo in there. The Uther is just still, God hands at this point. And the triple, bows.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. Triple bows. I was like, no, there's only 2. Oh, right. She double wields that stuff. Dual wield in here. What's also really scary about Do Your Best is that they've got that Tyrande Diablo combo. So you're going to have those Lunar Flares straight on from the Overpower. So anybody who gets caught is probably not getting away, especially from Pushek's team. Looking at the Zagara, looking at the Brightwing, those are 2 people who are just going to instantly go down here.
Yeah, there's a lot of squish potential here. But guys, we're going to be starting it off, and we're going to get it rolling basically on time. I am super impressed and pumped about today because today we are going to award one lucky team that, well, maybe not lucky, but one team that has
one well-deserved team.
Yes, there you go. That fight their way through all the brackets. We had, I believe, somewhere in order of 20 to 24 teams today. I'm just getting that number. And of course, the number doesn't tell me now because we have brackets, but it is a round of 32. So we still have, this consistent interest in there. It's really good to see, the amount of teams that keep signing up here for the Alienware Enter the Storm, powered by Gosu Gamers. And yeah, we're going to kick things off with Do Your Best and Pushek team here on Sky Temple.
Yeah, really excited to see how this game's going to go. I mean, we've got one team that we've never heard of before and one team that we know pretty well. So very, very excited. Starting over here on the blue hand side, it is this Pushek?
On the left is Do Your Best.
Oh, Do Your Best. Oh my god. All right, starting off real strong here, Jester. All right, we got Starzerg on the Vala. We have Skellerot on the Uther. And then, oh my god, I'm trying to figure all this out. Fiert on Sylvanas, Vovik on Tyrande, and Fabio on Diablo. That's right, Fabio. That's the name I know.
Yeah, they're giving us a little bit of trouble when it comes to team names, us across the pond, of course. But Uberim does look like, oh wow, Tom, gonna call him Tom. Shadow Bro, Go Terror, and Dead Alien. Ooh. Dead Alien. All right. Going to be making up on the flip side. Now, I unfortunately did not ensure that I actually had the Ali battle interface going, so I do apologize that I cannot bring up talents in the normal manner.
Nothing really too crazy coming out here from talents, though. I mean, pretty much the same stuff. Hunter's Mark coming out on Tyrande, as always, just so they can get more and more of those overpowered flips in as soon as possible, because she just has a much less cooldown on that Hunter's Mark. And then past that, we're seeing the Reverberation build coming out from Muradin. I think those are the two things that really kind of changed the most in these compositions so far.
So, not exactly a lot of roaming going on quite yet. We do actually now have the patented Diablo Tyrande now looking to do some damage into this top lane on Shadow Bro and Dead Alien. Ooh, nice barrel roll. Keeps him clean and healthy. And even gives him a little bit of confidence here from Dead Alien. Does a little bit of return damage there for Tyrande, but that's got to be a very quick cooldown coming up here from Fabio. So, either way, we do got the turrets, not the turrets, the temples coming up, and no deaths early on, but you see Tom in the bottom. He is really starting to push in that lane against Fjord.
Yeah, he's not even letting up on it at all. Fjord just has to stay there for now. I'm curious to see who's actually going to transfer up, but both the shrines now up, and it looks like we're going to have Muradin and Brightwing fighting over the middle shrine, and top shrines can go over to Fabio and Bobik for Do Your Best.
Now, we do actually still have quite a bit of lane presence across the board. You see Starzerg still actually laning, not really needing to do too much there for the temple. There's not going to really be these big contests. So here goes Uber into the top, looking for some damage there on top of Bobik. And Dead Alien, Shadow Bros are also going to be putting up a big front here. So Fabio is actually going to just decide to, yeah, why not? Let's jump right into it. Tries to throw Dead Alien over the shoulder, but it's just not working quite yet. But still, it's a nice flip to get the kill on top of Zeratul. There goes the Diablo for the trade. But still, the tempo has been stopped. And now here comes Gotera.
Yeah, really, really nice trade between the two of those teams right there. And Dead Alien's got to be really, really careful. I mean, he's getting that passive healing from Brightwing, but still really low. Doesn't want to stay for too long. And wow, looks like down in the bot lane, Tom and the Sylvanas did both die at the same time. So I guess some crazy trades going on there, but Gotera gonna be able to pick up the kill there on Vovik and get out as well. Muradin with that awesome passive gonna be able to heal back up really quickly. Stars are going a little bit too far in.
Yeah, but the hammer didn't hit here from Dead Alien, so I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a kill without that return. We still got more body blocking going back and forth here from Gotera. He's been juggling that passive very nicely because he's getting low. He hits himself the well, has the passive ready to go, and he's just right back into the thick of things. Dwarves are very resilient creatures, but Fabio, not exactly the biggest of heals right there, but hey, it's gonna hopefully be enough. I don't think Bobik's got this one in the bag though, and they're not even gonna be able to trade it out for the false set. But as we say, that's Starzerg, but the rest of his mana is going to get that happen. No, but will Starzerg actually be able to get out of this?
That's a really good question. Oh man, the Lunar Flare was just going exactly when he decided to leave, and now Bobik going to get caught here by Uberim and go down as well. Some beautiful rotational play coming out here from Pushek team. They're doing really, really well there. That's going to signal the rest of the last 5 bullets of the shrine. That's going to go down. Level 7 been grabbed by Pushek as well. They're sitting in a really nice early game advantage.
Yeah, level almost a whole level between the two teams. We did just hit 7 here as well from Do Your Best, so they're going to get those talents going in. Sylvanas with the follow through after the Envenom. No unstable poison here today. This is going to be a bit more of a team fight oriented Sylvanas. Let's see what Zeratul actually did end up going. Block into the Gathering Power, first aid. So maybe not going to be that auto attack with the Void, but he will probably still get the Void Prison. It's not going to be a Shadow Assault, I don't think, today.
We could still see Shadow Assault as long as he picks up that level 13 talent later on, where it's like coming out of Cloak, he gets a little bit more extra auto attack damage. It's still possible because I've only seen it like once or twice before, but I've still seen it, so I don't know if particularly just yet. But I wouldn't be afraid to see the Void Prison at all as well.
It's very possible, but. Going back and forth, we'll have to wait until that 10. 8 now achieved from both sides, but we're so very close to those heroics here from Pushek as they do have that earlier lead. They got the kill 6-3, but you know, with that level 10, this is going to be a bad spot for Do Your Best if you don't actually have those heroics for a contest.
I gotta say though, Fabio just not even going for the tank at all, not going for the person that's next to him, going straight for those carries every single time. The Hunter's Mark hits. Sometimes that Lunar Flare is not always on point though, and I think as soon as Do Your Best starts getting some of those Lunar Flares in, they're going to be doing really, really well. It seems like there's just a little bit of a lack of synergy there, but once they get that synergy going, I think they're going to be sitting really well, because every time it's so close to killing that carry.
Yeah, well, we are actually clearing away some of that creep. You can see it now retreating, but Fabio as well retreating. He just does not have that Uther. In fact, the Uther hasn't really even left mid at this point. I mean, Celorat has really sat here, not rotating, and now we do have this tempo up, level 10 achieved from Pusek. Are they actually going to go for a little bit of a dive? Don't quite think they're going to risk that. Instead, they're going to play it a little bit safer and look for that tempo grab.
Yeah, they've got a really nice position here already, especially going into a Muradin. Like, coming in through either of those channels, those little small entryways, is something you really are afraid to do just because of Muradin's potential of just locking you down. The reverberation, the Storm Hammer, everything that he's got is a really nice kit to just siphon people through small places.
Now, Fabio, Bobik, and Pierre, they're really doing their best just to try to keep this creep wave at bay, but it's not going to be near enough to save out that fort. We do have Starzerg into that top pushing down, but here comes some of those heroics. Now that we are level 10, the Hinterland does go off, doesn't really seem to make the biggest of impacts. Gotair low off to the side. Bobik actually going to get low. There's the Void Prison. Keep Celorat at bay. False Dead, however, is going to be the big target. He's done for. Gotair is going to be jumping to freedom, perhaps? No. Last arrow into the back from Pierre will catch him. But now, wow, the shield timing is amazing here from Celorat. Keeps Barret up, there goes Shadow Bro, and all of a sudden, Do Your Best is right back into this game.
That was an amazing engagement. Fear going the teleport in at the last second. Didn't even need to do it, but still was saved by the Divine Shield. And now they're just picking up kills left and right. They are still on this train of picking up kills. Tom, in just 1 second, could potentially just go from being alive to dead very, very quickly. And that's the power of that enhanced Hunter's Mark. Fabio gonna be able to lock down Dead Allen down. He's gonna go down. Tom now taking a lot of damage. Doesn't get hit by the Lunar Flare. Shadow Road coming back in. Is he gonna be able to actually do enough damage is the question. No, it looks like they are gonna be able to disengage here. Oh, Gotair comes back in. Bobik now taking a lot of damage. It looks like he's gonna go down. Ooh, we are going back and forth. At least Do Your Best, though, is able to come back into this game pretty confidently.
And both teams end up more or less at the same amount of hit points, the same amount of kills, the same amount of experience. That's the big thing. We had over a level between these teams, and still that fight coming out really, really vicious, trying to catch out that tempo. But level 12 from both sides, and again, I gotta point out, Uther has not been part of any of these fights. That was effectively, I mean, for the majority of that, like a 4v5. He came in, got a heal, got a shield, and kind of just left.
Well, it was the best time shield you could have asked for, though, as the Sylvanas. Fear was in a really, really just difficult position and was not able to really get out of there. But, I mean, I guess Uther came in at the right time. A little bit of posturing going down right now around the boss. It looks like both teams just want to pick up at least a set of Siege Giants. Are they actually going to contest this? Is my question. Zeratul still at the top lane. Fabio trying to be the giant guy in between everybody else. But Gotair now going in on Fear. Fear taking a lot of damage. Here comes the beautiful Hinterland Blast. Going to be able to take out Tom in the back line. And now Fabio is able to choose his own targets. A really, really nice Lunar Flare going to be able to finish off Gotair. And they have picked up level 13 on both teams. Ubereem gonna go in, do a little bit of damage and back up. But Do Your Best now sitting in a really nice position for map control.
Yeah, Celorat did actually come down. He's getting a lot of those key clutch heals here, but still multiple kills from both sides. The boss is a big target right now. I mean, 9 minutes in, it's not exactly the biggest of bosses, not the smallest here either. And Fabio, he's a big target. Ubereem even going to try to solidify. And the last hammer there from Dead Alien are able to finish that off, but still, Void Prison misses. That's not where you want to put that Ubereem. And now can they actually get a presence here on top of this capture point?
Oh my god, it's such a huge fight. Dead Allen really, really low, and already we see that the Brightwing has gone down. Ubereem going to go down as well. Bobik getting healed at the last second. The boss is going to go over. Tom is going to get taken out as well. Beard now coming in. Gotair going in on Beard, but not going to be able to do enough damage. Going to have to back up. The rest of his team has vacated the premise. And now they are down 3 people, and there's a boss pushing this bottom fort. Dead Allen might be dead soon.
Yeah, Dead Alien is really just kind of, proven his name. Yeah, Alien.
I am so bad at reading. It's still morning.
12 to 13 for the kills, 14 for the levels going back and forth. We did actually see the next tier unlock during that fight, but as you said, there's a big angry boss. There's also 2 temples on the map. We got the mid, we got the bot, and Goter and Shadow Bro are just holding down the fort here in the mid, whereas it's actually Ferret and Starzig now looking for the capture on the bot. We probably are going to have Fabio trying to do something here, but with Cellarat, that's not exactly a big damage follow-up to the initiation.
Oh wow, Uberim went in. Did look like he was gonna try and do as much as possible. Fear in hot pursuit, gonna be able to get. Oh! Wow, the Hinterlands Blast gonna be able to just barely not kill Fear. The hammer is just a little bit short of range. Oh, that was a very scary exchange. But back in the mid lane, Skellerot with the last second Divine Shield to stay alive. Tom gonna go down now, and it looks like this battle is absolutely all over the map, but Fabio and Skellerot cannot hold off the might of Pushek team.
Yeah, I mean, Vala just not being there, the Sylvanas not being here really did put a dent in the plans. And, you know, the shield was great there from the Uther, but could Uther have actually shielded someone else and just used Flash of Heal to keep the fight going, to see if they could have actually done a better performance here? I have to wonder, but level 16 has now been achieved here from Pushek. Let's take a quick look at what everyone is rocking. Brightwing actually going for the ice block, or yeah, the ice block. But then, of course, you know, the typical Critterize. Wormhole is going to be the 13 talent there from Uberim. He kind of needs it against this many bow wielders. But, you know, Hammer Time is something I've been saying time and time again. Dead Alien picking up that stun on first hit targets from his Hammer Ram.
You know, it's just a 0.75 second stun, but any stun that you can get, any little bit of CC you can get for your team, they're not lacking on damage, but they do need probably just a little touch more of CC just to lock down an opponent, as well as Do Your Best can lock down an opponent. You look at Do Your Best, they've got so many different ways to just take somebody down. They've got the Lunar Flare, they've got Overpower, they've got Diablo, and just in general, just a ridiculous myriad of CC. And so now they have to answer with some more CC themselves. But with that Critterize, with the Polymorph, and eventually once they pick up Rewind on Brightwing, they're going to be sitting in a really good spot for CC as well.
Now, something that Pushek doesn't have is Blood for Bloods, and that's something that we do actually have 2 of here for Do Your Best. So not only do they have that CC combo train, now they have even more burst damage to go with it. But in terms of a little bit of damage going back and forth, we did actually clean up the top fort from Starzig and crew, but they're not even going to get the kill on top of Shadow Bro, and they're going to pay for it by losing out that bottom gate, and perhaps even more as Uberim, wow, he's actually going to have to even throw down that Void Prison for escape.
He gets the Void Prison, but the Blood for Blood and everything else from Fear going to be able to pick him off. But 4 Siege Giants now walking down this bot lane. Both the shrines are up. They have to decide. It looks like they're going to put their Vala in the top shrine, try and get as many of those bullets as possible. But if Pushek Gaming gets wind of this, they know that there's only one person up there, then they're going to send the rest of their might, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're responding by doing just that. But this leads Do Your Best to actually just pick up a really nice shrine at the bot lane and just kind of trade off. But Starzig, you have to get out of there, buddy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's really enough follow-up here, because Goter is so far away from the rest of his team, but Dead Alien is about to prove me wrong, and Hinterlands! Kill secure, my friend, kill secure. They get that kill, but at the same time, was that worth it, Hinterlands?
You know, I guess it's a little bit worth that Hinterlands, because you still have the 4 floating bodies of the rest of Do Your Best. They're able to pick up the shrine pretty confidently. There's not a lot that's going to really come down and contest this, because Falstad already used Fly. So they're using this as a time to start pushing this bot lane, start doing as much damage as possible. The keep now starting to become under fire. I don't really think they're going to be able to do that much past that, though.
Well, bottom keep actually is in danger of going down to the team of Do Your Best, but the top, you know, there's just too much in the way of it. I mean, you see Goter and Dead Alien now, really it's just trying to push after the fact, but all those shots are really not going to do too much there on top of that keep. And actually, I guess there was just more infrastructure than I thought here in the bottom from Pushek, because it looks like they're going to come out just a bit over half. But closer to 3/4. Either way, going back and forth, 19 to almost 19. The experience still relatively close as the teams are still now posturing. Boss is back up. It's a big target, and we got to be very wary. Any big team fight could push a team over level 20 right now, Shamsu. So
Yeah.
it's all about the positioning right now.
That level 20 is, of course, going to be one of those big coveted moments here for one of these teams. If they can get that advantage, if they can get that over their enemy, they're going to be sitting really happy, grinning their faces off. But getting there is going to be the big question. Fabio going on in. Really nice Void Prism is going to be able to lock up the rest of the team, though, and that's going to allow Fabio to get immediately eliminated here by Bushek Gaming. Meanwhile, in the backline, Right Wing has gone down. Gotera now starting to do a lot of damage to the backline here of Do Your Best, but Ubereem trying to go for a 1v1 versus Stars are going to go down. Dead Alien doing a lot of damage. Hitler's Blast going to go down, but not actually going to do any damage. Beer taking the Divine Shield to block that. And oh my god, Do Your Best absolutely cleans up everybody. 5-man team taken down, and with a Sylvanas on their team, they can easily take this keep.
I think
in the game.
I was gonna say, I don't think they're gonna go straight for the game. I think they're gonna go straight for the game.
Yeah.
Because like 50 seconds at the very top end there, 42 now coming down here for the Dwarves. But you know, one big team fight at the end game. This is the big thing. As I said, it's all about the positioning. Fabio got himself into that back line superbly, and he just really took all the shots, and that was enough distraction for the rest of the team here to actually clean up. And it does look like game number 1 of today's coverage will go the way of Do Your Best. They will advance into the next round and doing a heck of a job. I mean, back and forth. Didn't exactly have that early game advantage. You know, it wasn't solidified in their pocket. They couldn't fight up against Pushek at that second temple spawn. They didn't have that level 10, but they bided their time, they split push, and they got enough experience that from then on, it was basically blow for blow, tit for tat. It was just crazy from then on.
Yeah, I can imagine. That was a pretty weird, it was a weird